wilderness. I'll find a place that I like, and I'll try and put my claim flag down there, and I'll try and mess around with the building tools and see what I can actually construct. Because it seems like those tools are pretty powerful. The question is, I suppose, how easy are they to use, because I have the artistic talent of a dead shrew. Yeah, there's a lot of problems. Like, right now, the water doesn't even spawn. So, you know, it's really, really, really alpha, guys. Like, seriously alpha. Don't even get me started. Seems to me that, like, if I'm gonna do any kind of alpha coverage for games, I should probably do it on a stream format, because I think that seems like a good way of doing it. I've said it before, I don't really want to make videos of alphas, because unless I do a lot of them, which is unlikely on any particular title, I'm gonna end up having my content get out of date very, very fast. And it's pretty pointless. Like, covering an alpha is very difficult. I'm actually surprised by how easy it is to sort of mine out an area and do it without actually having the block system. Admittedly, it does make some other stuff, like if you dig down too far and you gotta try and dig back up again, it makes it a little bit awkward. So you never want to dig straight down. You want to dig in such a way that you can actually climb back out again. Good, found some more tin. Yeah, I think streaming is better. I know Alpha Strike's a really good name for a show. I like that name, because it reminds me of Mech Warrior 2. But, yeah, I think if I'm going to do any kind of alpha stuff at all, it'll probably just be streaming it. As I think you can have kind of a better time there, and you can just kind of sort of riff on it, and I think that's maybe just a better format than trying to analyze something that's clearly not finished. Alright, let's find out what I've got. I was wearing this gear, and now I'm not. Where's my character? That you can actually wear gear. Oh, it's cloned my gear by the looks of it. I wonder if I can wear a second one. No, guess not. Yeah, you actually get some stuff. This is like with the Trailblazer pack or whatever. SOE actually gave me that pack, by the way, for those of you wondering. I wasn't really necessarily going to look into it, but it's like, here, have a free one. Like, oh, alright, okay, I guess so. So I have 1,756 copper. I have 419 tin. I've got some agates that I got there. And rocks, of course. And bugger all of any of that stuff. Wow, Vile Bloom? That's from WoW, right? Essence of Earth as well, you know. Very much so. But I guess they're fairly common terms. Who knows? Alright, I should probably try and get a little bit more copper. I'm going to slide down this because it's fun. Yeah. That's pretty neat. I like that a lot. You can also sprint as well, just for the hell of it. It's like, why not? But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be hard, I think, for people to really comprehend that EverQuest Next Landmark is kind of just a game that is based on the same engine and uses some of the same assets and creates assets for the actual MMO. It's a really weird relationship. Very strange. It's okay, I mean, I don't mind that. I think if you can take existing assets and make something new out of them, which is actually useful, then I think that's worthwhile. I've said it before, you know, it's kind of the Blood Dragon approach. It's like, hey, we've got an existing franchise, we've got existing assets we can use, we want to make something different out of it, we want to be transformative with it. We want to appeal to the guys that like that in the first place, but we want to be sufficiently different so it's not just a boring piece of DLC. We're going to do that. You know? And I think considering how expensive games are to make, that's a really good way of going. Every now and again, it's a little... You don't have a lot of reach with your... At least with this pickaxe. Maybe you get a better pickaxe that has more reach later on. So it does mean that you often have to get very, very close, and some stuff that looks very close actually isn't, and you can't mine it. Character creation in EverQuest Next Landmark right now is just male, female, human. I assume they're probably just going to throw in the other races from EverQuest Next as well, but right now it's just male, female, human with some basic customization. This doesn't create the world map, no. It's a separate world map altogether. It's a set of different servers. So, what you're doing here doesn't actually affect EverQuest in any way. Anyway, yeah. It's using the same engine, and you're building stuff that can then be added to the player studio, which can then be used within EverQuest, and you can actually build that stuff in EverQuest. As there's quite a lot of permanence within EverQuest Next. More so than you might think. But a lot of this terrain deformation stuff, and even like the mining, you can do that. You're supposed to be able to do that in EverQuest Next as well. Like, you can dig too greedily and too deeply in EverQuest Next with a pickaxe, and you can actually find, like, a dungeon and get horribly murdered by elementals. That's the kind of thing that they were showing off originally. This is supposed to eventually also have monsters and kind of a survival aspect to it. So it is basically kind of next-gen Minecraft in that respect, which I'm fine with. You know, it's a genre that certainly needs to be explored more. And hopefully done properly. There is a first-person mode. There. That's about as far as the first-person mode goes, but yeah, if you want to do that, you can do it. For those who wonder about default field of view, by the way, it's 120. Yes. 120 FOV. Gotta love it. But yeah, you've got zoom on shift and your roll mouse button, which works pretty well. Yeah, there's supposed to be an asset store of some description. This is what all this is supposed to be for, because when you stake a claim, which is what I'm going to be doing today, hopefully, once I've got enough materials to actually get the things built that I want to build. When you stake a claim, you get that piece of land and you can build on it. And you can then, once you've built something, you can submit that thing or part of that thing to the player store, yeah, through the player's workshop. And it goes through the approval process, obviously, and then you can actually sell it in-game. In EverQuest Next, and you get a cut of that, and apparently people can also use, like, say you've made a tower. This is how they explained it. Let's say you made a tower, yeah, and someone wants to build a castle or something, and they can build a castle using your tower, and you get royalties whenever they then sell the castle, based on the percentage of it which is actually yours. So you can borrow pieces from other people and make new things out of it, but the kind of trail of ownership is maintained. Which is an interesting idea. That's how they explained it to me. But yeah, this is... The actual purpose of Landmark is not the same purpose as EverQuest. Yeah. EverQuest Next is... It's an MMO. It's got quests, it's got stuff, it's got character progression, you know. And it's supposed to also use parts of this engine, yeah? So the stuff that you're supposed to see and interact with is supposed to be as destructible as the stuff that's in Landmark. So if I threw an explosive at this area right here in EverQuest Next, it's supposed to blow a chunk of this out. Eventually, of course, it will heal itself up, like after a while, because otherwise the entire world would get flattened. But there are supposed to be consequences, there is supposed to be actual terrain deformation, and you're supposed to be able to interact with the world. That's the whole point of at least EverQuest Next at any rate. Alright, I've got a decent amount of stuff, so... Oh, God, that's a wonder, isn't it? There's a ton of copper around here. Or just around there, but it's probably been mined out. Alright, well, I don't think there's a teleporter in this game, so I'm just gonna run. And we need to get back to there, because that's where the crafting benches are, and we'll see if we've got enough to craft anything useful. I don't know what the buildings are sold for. I think, like... I'm pretty sure it's, like, cosmetically. The cosmetic stuff is supposed to be for sale, right? And the stuff that actually does stuff is for in-game money, not real money. That's my understanding of it. If they sell things that actually do stuff for real money, and there's not an in-game money alternative that maybe just, I don't know, doesn't look as attractive or whatever, then that's quite silly. Man, this entire place is completely covered in copper. Which, again, I suppose is to be expected. I'm just going to grab a little bit on the way back, considering that it's a pretty rich seam by the looks of it. It's fairly pretty for an alpha, I'm going to say. I like the little effect of the minerals just kind of bouncing out of there as well. It's quite satisfying. Nice little bit of visual feedback. It's not interesting to watch someone mine, I know. I don't blame you. But hey, you said you want to see the alpha. This is the alpha. This is what you do. Stuff doesn't have durability from what I can tell either, which is nice. You can just keep mining. Doesn't break. There are different tiers. Ooh, someone's built something over here. Let's go have a look. The building tools are supposed to be very powerful. Like, you can do a lot with it. In this case, this is Dinkara's claim. He has made a house of some description, and it's got stuff in it. Can I use his crafting benches? Ah, I can use his crafting benches. Cool. Yeah, so he set his permissions to allow me to do that. So he's made, a really kind of basic stone house, but what impresses me about it is, like, it looks good. Supposedly there's a bunch of stuff that you can do which will allow you to do smoothed edges, roughen things out, and all sorts of things like that. What the fuck is that? Did that clip through the wall? Oh, it's got a little plant next to it that's giving it a purple glow. Oh, that's cool. I would say Forge Light Engine's lighting effects are quite nice. I can't destroy anything of his, for obvious reasons. Like, I can't destroy anything on his claim, but I will happily use Dinkara's crafting benches instead of going back to the main portal. So, you can actually make accessories, as you can see here. I have no idea what any of them fucking do, but we'll have a look. The wearer can identify valuable something. Alright, good to know. I could actually make that. I have elemental copper. If I make some copper ingots, I could actually make that item. And that apparently makes you run slightly faster. Okay. Worked marble. Okay, so you can make marble, which one assumes you then... Oh, that's like tier 3. Okay. So then you can make stuff with that. Build pillows! Make some pillows. Out of plants. Curvy pillows. Ooh. An iron chandelier. So that's that crafting bench. I assume this forge will let me smelt. And I think I am correct. Ah, so those are the really, really good picks. Jesus, who the hell makes that? That's insane. I don't know what tier my pick is. I'm not sure how you tell. It's like, should I make a copper pick? Or is the thing that I'm currently using better than that? Hard to say. Well, one way or the other, we need to smelt some metals. Copper, there we go. Okay. Takes 100 to make an ingot. Alright, so I guess we make 34? Oh, you can't type that in. That's silly. They need to add that. Because that's a bit of a pain in the ass, especially when you're smelting en masse. Alright. So I'll make 30. And apparently it takes... Oh, is it doing all 30 at once, or... Yeah, it is. You can see it's ticking down every 100 there. Fair enough. I love how the dramatic music's coming on. It's like, he's making copper! Alright, cool. So I made 30 of those. So if I want to make a crafting station, so kind of basic stone forge, I can actually make that. Yep, elemental copper, copper ingot, and rocks, of which I have. So I can actually make my own stone forge. Copper reinforced saw table. I can also make that if I have tin, which I do. So I think I can make the basic crafting station. So that means, folks, we can go out into the wilderness. Yes. There's these tools here as well, by the way. I've got the heal tool, the add tool, the delete tool, there's a smooth tool, a painting tool, and a selection tool, which is what you use to actually build things. So let's make some tin ingots, which I guess I can make 6 of. Which is just enough, I think, for that table. I don't really agree with that assessment that even for an alpha, the frame rate spikes are ridiculous. Like, that's an alpha. Like, performance doesn't come yet. They're not concerned about that. That's what a real alpha is. So that's something to bear in mind. I think perhaps people have... I don't know, I guess it's the industry's fault, but a lot of people seem to have forgotten what alpha really means. To be fair, You know, if you want to be super critical, and I don't blame you for this, if you think about it, they are still selling an alpha, yeah? And yes, they've labeled it saying, hey, it's an alpha, and you shouldn't take it unless you really want to support it, blah, 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 but as soon as you start selling something, you open it up to criticism, right? And I personally understand, yes, this is an alpha. I get that. Ooh, grappling hook. I want to make one of those, but I should make the crafting tables first. Anyway. I understand that it's an alpha, but if you are asking money for it, then, yeah, you're going to be subject to some criticism. And that's fair. And I'm out of elemental copper, so I can't make a copper reinforced saw table. What am I missing? Yeah, 75 elemental copper required for that, jeez. Alright, so I was able to make a forge, and that was really about it. So I guess there's more to go, but I can't make that either. Why can't I make that? I've got what I need, right? Elemental tin. Oh, I only have 9 out of 20. Okay. And then I'm going to get 6 out of 10 tin ingots and 15 out of... Alright. That's fine. I understand. A vault. I don't know what that's for. Apparently I'm missing all sorts of things by the looks of it. Well, I made myself a stone forge, which is definitely a start, so I can make a lot of basic stuff with that. That's okay. I'm considering going out into the wilderness, but I think before I do that, bronze pick. I can't make that yet. Silver steel pick? Absolutely not. I think my current pick's probably as good as it is. You see there's a bunch of shape customization you can do here as well. Material search. And there's a lot of different textures as well. It's like horizontal grain wood, plain wood baseboards, vertical plain wood, vertical grain plain wood, wood thatch, wood shingles. So a lot of shit you can do there. Okay. Alright. Wood for the sword. Do I actually have enough elemental copper? Let me double check. Yes, I actually do. So I am actually short on wood. Fair enough, yeah. I was reading that the wrong way. I was like, oh yeah, I've got 25 of 5. That's actually fine. So, let's go mine something. Mine some wood. Can I mine on his claim? I guess we'll find out. Let's find out. And I guess they haven't done anything with that combo tool yet, even though they said, oh yes, you can also chop wood with it. Evidently not. Huh. It's not doing anything. So I assume it's probably because I'm on his claim and I can't actually take anything from here. Either that or was just bugged. Alright, let's go find another tree then. So that's the size of his claim. So it's not too big. So I think I'm outside the claim now. Let's try this. There, that worked. Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. The tree's not actually there, even though it's... Yeah, feel free to link. If you find any cool creations, by all means, show them. Yeah, so it is beyond on the claim, okay. Ah, useful information. Okay. So there's a range bug with it. Let's try it with here if I get nice and close. Yeah, so that's not actually connecting right now. Wonky hit detection. Alright. Cool. Thanks for the info. Much appreciated. Yeah, but I can chop with the regular axe. I just don't think it's probably not as fast, because this is actually a stone axe. So it's probably terrible. Let's try from different angles and see if we can get it to work. Oh, hello. There we go. Nope, that's not doing anything. Okay. So it's connecting, but it's not actually doing anything. I probably need to just make a better axe then. Alright, well. That's fine. So we're working on wood at the moment. Can I track it? 961. It would be nice if I could track it there. I'm not sure what this actually means. Like 1 and 2, 4, 1, 7. You think it would be some kind of material, but I'm not sure what kind of... It looks like it's stone. Interesting. If I... Huh. It would be nice if I could switch it to logs so I can actually keep track of how much I've got. Yeah. Well, it should work on it, but it doesn't. Not right now, anyway. But yeah, you can check your materials this way, but... actually, if I put it in my hotbar, then that would allow me to track it. Nope! Can't put it in the hotbar. Okay. Never mind then. I just wanted to track how much I had. I can't remember how much I needed for that thing. Oh, I'm gonna go back to... it's like bits of tree everywhere. I'm gonna go back to this fellow's house right here and see if I have enough. Can't remember exactly how much I needed. Gotta admit, it is kind of cool just to be able to wander around. It's like, oh, here's someone's house, and it kind of looks cool. And it doesn't look hideous, like other games where crafting is involved. So that's a plus. Okay, let's try and make the crafting station again, which would be the copper reinforced saw table, and I still don't have enough. I need 2,000. Okay, so let's go do another tree in then. And let's make sure we're off his claim. What would be nice if they... I don't know if they plan on putting this in. Is a viewable area that says you are on the claim. And that would probably speed things up a little bit. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is using my GPU. It doesn't just ignore the fact that my GPU is there. What that shows in the corner is the bottleneck, I believe. And the current bottleneck is my CPU, not my GPU. I've had it say my GPU earlier. Pretty sure that's what it means, because that's what it means in PlanetSide. More wood. I know, this is just horrendously entertaining for everyone to watch, isn't it? Hit the tree. There's a thing at the top that drops down when you're on the claim. Yeah, but it would be nice to see an area of effect on the ground. Maybe a sort of semi-translucent white circle that would indicate you're on someone's claim and the actual range of that claim. That, I think, would be quite useful. Alright, so that's another tree down. How much have I got now? One more tree, and then I'll be good. We'll try one of the smaller trees and see if I can actually get the Founder's Pickaxe to work. This is a smaller tree. There we go. Ah, there we go. That's a lot faster. So it's working on the smaller trees, but not on the big ones. I'm also somehow getting cotton from this tree. I can't explain it either. Seems like I got a whole bunch of other useful things too. Ah, apparently you can turn on claim boundaries in the options menu. Handy. I'm getting lots of useful information here. This is why this stream is useful. I don't know anything about the game, but these guys do, so they can give you that info. And half of it's probably false. If you go 3 fathoms to the west, you will find a secret duck. The secret duck will give you tier 3 minerals. But only if you answer 3 riddles. If you answer incorrectly, your character is deleted alongside all of your gains. There we go. It seems like we're getting a few more rare materials from blowing this stuff up as well. They definitely need to sort that out in just the sense of making the tree explode. There we go. Cool, we've got enough wood. Making the tree explode when it's supposed to explode. Instead of about 10 seconds after. No, the pickaxe is a multi-tool. So, it shouldn't. Alright. Okay, let's try that again then. And once we've got these crafting stations, we can go and try and stake a claim somewhere. Copper reinforced saw table, craft, there we go. So we have a stone forge and a copper reinforced saw table, which I believe is all you need to really get started. There we go. Sweet. Obviously there's other tools. I mean, this guy has a few more things. I don't know what's this. That appears... It's like a rock sorter of some description. Okay. And... oh, can you put them in bags? Okay. Should I do that? I can try. Okay. Wonder what those bags are for. Yeah, I guess it's kind of a rock sorting machine. Goes through your crap and gets you some useful stuff. And then there was this behind here, which seems to be like a sawmill of some sort. So you can make wood planks, spoiled wood planks, barrels, wooden chairs, coffee tables. Everything a growing boy needs. And a couple of other workbenches by the looks of it. Tin-trimmed workbench. And a rough work sifter. Yes, that's the name of it. There we go. Alright. Yeah, most of the... I don't know, like, what you would want to look for a claim. Do you want to look for something that's nearby minerals that will respawn? Or do they respawn in different places? It's hard to say. I wonder if I can look in that bag and see what's going on. Let's have a look. I don't know what that did. It didn't tell me. I have not a clue. I'm using all of this stuff, and again, I don't really know what it does. It's a void vault, universal void network, okay. I'm not sure if it actually gave me some minerals, but it didn't appear to indicate it in my log, so I have no idea what was in that bag. Yeah, so I don't really know what to do looking for a claim. Are these all claims here? Or are these just kind of blocks? I'm not really sure what these mean. Yes, we'll go west, where the grass is green and where the air is clean. Let's go. We'll go find a place to claim. Do I think it would be foolish to pay $60 for this right now? Absolutely. You should never, in a million years, do stuff like that. Like, why buy a game that's not finished? Like, it's not even close to being finished. At all. Unless you... yeah, the only exception, I think, to that is if you actually intend to practice the tools and get good with them, so that when the player studio actually opens, you can make good stuff to sell. Like, that's the only reason, I think. It's obviously cool to experiment in, but again, why on earth would you pay $60 for a game that's not even close to being done? You cannot mine on your claim. Alright. Have to go to a tier 2 place. Okay, they're all claims. And a buffer zone. So, there's basically, I assume, nowhere on the starter island. Okay. That filled up fast. That's something they might want to figure out. So I guess there's nowhere on this island. So in which case, I probably want to go back to the portal and move to like a tier 2 area. The problem with doing that is that I don't have the equipment to mine yet. So that's a nasty little kind of catch-22, isn't it? Well, someone's forge is over here. So, let's think about it for a second. If I need to mine stuff, I guess in order to be useful in tier 2, I would need a better axe and a better pick, right? So I'm gonna need, what, an iron pick? That's all tier 2 stuff. I can't get an iron pick, because I can't mine tier 2 yet, surely. Copper pick? I assume my founder's pickaxe is as good as that. But as I hover over it, it's not actually telling me anything, so I don't know. I am not sure where to go from there. Because it seems like, oh, you need to mine something that's tier 2 in order to actually make a tier 2 pick, but if surely I'd need a tier 2 pick to do that.